When you hear the word blockchain, your mind probably jumps straight to stuff like Bitcoin, right? But that is just the tiniest sliver of the story. Today, we're going to look past the crypto hype and see how this technology is actually laying a new foundation for our whole economy, specifically by totally changing how we handle contracts and even how we govern things.
All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll set the scene and move beyond crypto. Then we're going to tackle two really common headaches, insurance claims and buying property, and see exactly how blockchain provides a fix. And finally, we'll zoom out and see how this all hints at a much bigger revolution in how things are run.
Yeah, so forget about digital money for a minute. What we're really talking about is the incredible power of the tech underneath it all to solve some of the most annoying, frustrating problems we face when we try to make agreements with each other.
Seriously, just think about that for a second. Your flight gets canceled, and boom, before you've even figured out which gate to go to next, the insurance payout is already in your account. No calls, no forms, no waiting. This isn't some far-off future fantasy. It's exactly what blockchain can do right now.
Okay, so let's dive into our first example, the absolute mess that is the insurance industry. We've all been there, right? Something goes wrong, and the process of actually getting the money you're owed is often way more painful than whatever went wrong in the first place. The way it works now is just so slow and clunky. You got to fill out a claim, dig up all your proof, send it in, and then just wait. You wait for some person, an assessor, to manually go through everything and approve it. And what's crazy is that even when the information, like your flight being delayed, is public and super easy to check, the system still makes you jump through all these hoops.
So how in the world goes blockchain just slice through all that red tape? Well, the hero of our story is this really cool innovation called the smart contract.
A smart contract is basically like a digital vending machine. It's just a simple set of if-then rules written in code. If this event happens, then do this action. So if the flight data says your flight is delayed by more than 2 hours, then the contract automatically sends you the money. That's it. The rules are locked in, and the whole thing just runs itself. No humans needed.
And you can see the difference is just night and day. The old way makes you do all the work and then wait for a person to check your homework. The new way uses trusted public data to automatically trigger the code. What you get is a shift from a slow, manual, frustrating process to one that's instant and totally automatic.
So, why can we trust this? Well, it all comes down to three key things. First, it's distributed, which means the contract isn't just sitting on one company's server, it's verified by a whole network of computers. Second, it's transparent, which gets rid of all those forms. And third, it's immutable, meaning once the record of your payout is there, nobody can ever change it. It basically builds trust directly into the system automatically. And hey, this isn't just some theory. Big-name companies are already on it. The insurance giant AXA ran a pilot called Fizzy, and another company, Ethereum, offers flight delay insurance, both using the Ethereum blockchain. They literally just connect their smart contracts to public flight data, and poof, if your flight's late, you get paid. Simple as that. Okay, let's broaden our view a bit. We've just solved a personal problem, but what about a huge systemic one? I'm talking about the absolute maze that is real estate and managing land ownership. Think about it. Property titles are some of the most valuable things we own, yet so many land registries are still running on paper. It makes them super vulnerable to fraud, getting lost, or just simple human error. The whole system is bogged down with expensive middlemen, lawyers, agents, banks, and it's not very transparent at all.
So could the same ideas that fix flight insurance also shake up a multi-trillion-dollar industry like real estate? Oh, absolutely. Here's how putting property on the blockchain works.
The magic word here is tokenization. All it means is converting the rights to a real-world asset, like an apartment building, into a unique digital token on the blockchain. This doesn't just make the ownership record super secure, it also opens up really cool new ideas, like fractional ownership, where a bunch of people could easily invest in just a small piece of a huge property.
And look, those core benefits are back again, just in a different setting. The system is distributed, so you can do transactions directly with other people, cutting out a lot of the middlemen. It's transparent, creating one shared record so everyone is on the same page. And of course, it's immutable, so once a sale is recorded, it's there for good, completely tamper-proof.
And again, this is not a fringe idea. Her Majesty's Land Registry in the UK, an institution that handles property worth over $8 trillion, has already explored using blockchain.
Their whole goal was to create a single source of truth for who owns what, making everything way more efficient and trustworthy.
Okay, so we've seen blockchain fix insurance and untangle property records. But if you pull the camera way, way back, you start to see that these are just tiny examples of something much bigger. We're talking about a fundamental revolution in how we organize and govern ourselves.
And this is in some far-off future. It's already happening. You've got DAOs, which are basically organizations that run on code and community votes instead of a CEO. Countries like Estonia are using blockchain for secure e-voting. IBM is using it to track food from the farm to the store so you know exactly where it came from. Even NASDAQ has used it to make shareholder voting more efficient. The possibilities are just endless.
When you boil it all down, what we're really seeing is this massive shift. We're moving away from systems where we have to manually trust other people and institutions, and we're moving towards systems where the trust is just baked right into the code itself. It's automated.
But all of this leaves us with a really big and kind of provocative question to chew on. As we build these amazingly efficient, transparent, automated systems to run our world, who, or maybe what, is actually in control? It's something we're all going to have to think about as this technology keeps weaving itself into our lives.